and she all know that what you are doing here is I'm reading from January, and I'm currently at Leviticus. So I stopped at Leviticus 15, so I'll be starting from 16 today. So before we start, I want us to do a quick say our Lord's Prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this days our bread, and forgive us all our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, deliver us from all evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen. So I'll be starting from Leviticus chapter 16. So I read, the day of atonement. The Lord spoke to Moses about the death of the two sons of Aaron, whom were killed when they offered unholy fire to the Lord. He said, tell your brother Aaron that only at the proper time he is to go behind the curtain into the most holy place, because that is where I appear in a cloud above the lid on the covenant. If he disobeys, he will be killed. He may enter the most holy place only after he has brought a young bull for a sin offering and a ram for a burnt offering. Then the Lord gave the following instructions. Before Aaron goes into the most holy place, he must have a bait and put on Then the Lord gave the following instructions. Before Aaron goes into the most holy place, he must have a bait and put on the priestly garments, the lining, robes, and shorts, the belt, and the turban. The community of Israel shall give Aaron 2 maize goats for a sin offering and a ram for a burnt offering. He shall offer a bull as a sacrifice to take away his own sin and those of his family. Then he shall take the 2 goats to the entrance of the tent of the Lord's presence. There he shall draw lots, using 2 stones, one marked for the Lord and the other for Azazel. Aaron shall sacrifice and sent off into the desert to Azazel, in order to take away the sin of the people. When Aaron sacrificed the bull as a son offering for himself and his family, he shall take a fire pan full of burning coals from the altar and 2 handfuls of fine incense and bring them into the most holy place. There is the Lord's presence. He shall put the incense on the fire, and the smoke of the incense will hide the covenant boughs, so that he will not see it and die. He shall take some of the bull's blood, and with his fingers sprinkle it on the front of the lid, and then sprinkle some of it 7 times in front of the covenant post. After that, he shall kill the goat for the sin offering for the people, blood into the most holy place, and sprinkled it on the lid into the most holy place for the uncleanness of people of Israel. and from all their sins. He must do this to the tent because it stands in the middle of the camp, which is ritually unclean. From the time Aaron entered the most holy place to perform the ritual of purification until he comes out, there must be no one in the tent. When he has performed the ritual for himself, his family, and the whole community, he must then go out to the altar for burnt offering and purify it. He must take some of the bull's blood and some of the goat's blood and put it over the projections at the corners of the altar. With his finger, he must sprinkle some of the blood on the altar several times. In this way, he is to purify it from the sin of the people of Israel and make it holy. The scapegoat. When Aaron has finished performing the ritual to purify the most holy place, the rest of the tent of the Lord's presence and the altar, he shall present to the Lord a live goat chosen for Azazel. He shall put both in his hands on the goat's head and confess over it all the evil sin and rebellions of the people of Israel, and so transfer them to the goat's head. Then the goat is to be driven off into the desert by a man appointed to do it. The goat will carry all their sin away with him into some uninhabited land. Then Aaron shall go into the tent, take off the priestly garment that he had put on before entering the most holy place, and leave them there. He must bathe in a holy place and put on his clothes. After that, he shall go out and offer the burnt offering to remove and those of the people. He burn on the altar the fat of the animal for the sin offering. The man who drove the goat into the desert to Azazel must wash his clothes and have a bath before he camp. The bull and the goats used for the offering, whose blood was brought into the most holy place to take away sin, shall be carried outside the camp and burnt. Skin, meat, and intestine shall all be burnt. The one who burned them must wash his clothes and have a bath before he returns to the camp, observing the day of atonement. The following regulations are to be observed for all time to come. On the 10th day of the 7th month of Israelites and the foreigners living among them must fast and must not do any work. On that day, the ritual is to be performed to purify them from all their sins, so that they will be ritually clean. That day is to be a very holy day, one on which they fast and do no work at all. These regulations are to be observed for all time to come. The high priest, properly ordained and consecrated to succeed his father, is to perform the ritual of purification. He shall put on the priestly garments and perform the ritual to purify the most holy place. The rest of the tent of the Lord's presence, the altars, the priest, and all the people of the community. These regulations are to be observed for all time to come. This ritual must be performed once a year to purify the people of Israel from all their sins. So Moses did as the Lord has commanded. Chapter 17. The sacredness of blood. The Lord commanded Moses to give Aaron and his sons and all the people of Israel the following regulations. An Israelite who kills a cow or a sheep or a goat as an offering to the Lord anywhere except at the entrance of the tent of the Lord's presence has broken the law. He has shed blood and shall no longer be considered one of God's people. The meaning of this commandment is that the people of Israel shall now bring to the Lord the animals which they used to kill in the open country. They shall now bring them to the priest at the entrance of the tent and kill them as fellowship offerings. The prince shall throw the blood against the side of the altar at the entrance of the tent and burn the fat to produce a smell that is pleasing to the Lord. The people of Israel must no longer be unfaithful to the Lord by killing their animals in the field as sacrifices to the goat demons. The people of Israel must keep this regulation for all time to come. Any Israelite or any foreigner living in the community who offers a burnt offering or any other sacrifice as an offering to the Lord anywhere except at the entrance of the tent shall no longer be considered one of God's people. If any Israelite or any foreigner living in the community eats meat with blood still in it, the Lord will turn against him and no longer consider him one of his people. The life of every living thing is in the blood, and that is why the Lord has commanded that all blood be poured out on the altar to take away the people's sins. Blood, which is life, takes away sins. That is why the Lord has told the people of Israel that neither they nor any foreigner living among them shall eat any meat with blood still in it. If any Israelites or any foreigner living in the community hunts an animal or a bird which is ritually clean, he must pour out its blood on the ground and cover it with it. The life of every living thing is in the blood, and that is why the Lord has told the people of Israel. Okay. That meat with blood still in it. The Lord gave the following regulations. Do not have sexual intercourse with any of your relatives. Do not disgrace your father by having intercourse with your mother. You must not disgrace your own mother. Do not disgrace your father by having intercourse with any of his other wives. Do not have intercourse with your sisters or your stepsisters, whether or not she was brought up in the same house with you. Do not have intercourse with your granddaughter, that will be a disgrace to you. Do not have intercourse with a half-sister, she too is your sister. Do not have intercourse with an aunt, whether she is your father's sister or your mother's sister. Do not have intercourse with your uncle's wife, she too is your aunt. Do not have intercourse with your daughter-in-law, with your daughter-in-law wife. Do not have intercourse or granddaughter of a woman with whom an intercourse. They may be related to you, and that will be incest. Do not take one of your wife as long as your wife is living. Have intercourse with a woman during her monthly period because she is ritually unclean. Do not have intercourse with with another man's wife. That will make you ritually unclean. Do not hand over any of your children to be used in the worship of the god Molech, because that will bring disgrace on the name of God the Lord. No man is to have sexual to have sexual relations with another man. God hates that. No man or woman is to have sexual relations with an animal. That perversion make you ritually unclean. Do not make yourself unclean by any of these acts, for that is how the pagans make themselves unclean. Those pagans who live in the land before you and whom the Lord is driving out so that you can go in, their action make the land unclean. And so the Lord is punishing the land and making it reject the people who live there. They did all these disgusting things and make the land unclean. But you must not do them. All of you, whether Israelites or foreigners, living with you must keep the law. And commandments, and then the land will not reject you, as it rejected the pagans who live there before you. You know that whoever does any of these disgusting things will no longer be considered one of God's people. And the Lord said, obey the command I gave and do not follow the practice of the people who live in the land before you. And do not make yourselves unclean by doing any of these things. I am the Lord your God. Chapter 19, Laws of Holiness and Justice. The Lord told Moses to say to the community of Israel, be holy, because I, the Lord your God. Leviticus 19, the Lord told Moses to say to the community of Israel, be holy, because I, the Lord your God, am holy. So I'm going to note that. Each of you must respect his mother and his father and must keep the Sabbath. And as I have commanded, I am the Lord your God. Do not abandon me and worship idols. Do not make gods of metal and worship them. I am the Lord your God. When you kill an animal for a fellowship offering, keep the I've given you, and I will accept the offering. The meat must be eaten. Any meat left on the third day must be burnt, because it is ritually unclean. And if anyone eats it, I will not accept the offering. Anyone who eats it will be guilty as ordinary. Treat it as ordinary what is dedicated to him, and he will no longer be considered one of my people. When you harvest your field, do not cut the corn at the edge of the field, and do not go back to cut the ears of the corn that were left. Do not go back through your vineyard to gather the grape that were missed, or to pick up the grapes that are fallen. Leave them for poor people and foreigners. I am the Lord your God. Do not steal or cheat or lie. Do not make a promise in my name if you do not intend to keep it. That name. I am the Lord your God. Do not take advantage of anyone or rob him. Do not hold back the wages of someone you have hired. Do not even for one night. Not even for one night. Do not curse a deaf man or put something in front of a blind man so as to make him stumble over it. Fear me, I am the Lord your God. Be honest and just when you make decisions in legal cases. Do not show favoritism to the poor or fear the rich. Do not spread lies about anyone. And when someone is on trial for his life, speak out if your testimony can help him. I am the Lord. Do not bear a grudge against anyone, but settle your differences with him. so that you will not commit a sin because of him. Do not take revenge on anyone or continue to hate him, but love your neighbor as you love yourself. I am the Lord. Okay. Obey my commandments. Do not cross. Do not plant two kinds of seed in the same field. Do not wear clothes made of two kinds of material. Do not wear clothes made of two kinds of material. If a slave girl is recognized concubine of a man and she has not been paid for and freed, then if another man has sexual relations with her, they will be punished but not put to death. Since she is a slave, the man shall bring a ram to the entrance of the tent of my presence as his repayment offering, and with it the prince shall perform the ritual of purification to remove the man's sin, and God will forgive him. When you come into the land of Canaan and plant any kind of fruit tree, consider the fruit ritually unclean for the first 3 years. During that time, you must not eat it. In the 4th year, all the fruits shall be dedicated as an offering to show your gratitude to me, the Lord. But in the 5th year, you may eat the fruits. If you do all this, your trees will bear more fruit. I am the Lord your God. Do not eat any meat with blood stain in it. Do not practice any kind of magic. Do not cut the hair on the side of your head, or trim your beard, or tattoo yourself, or cut gashes in your body to mourn for the dead. I am the Lord. Tattoo already exists. Do not disgrace your daughters by making them temple prostitutes. If to other gods, and the land will be morality. Keep the Sabbath day, keep the Sabbath day and honor the place where I am worshipped. I am the Lord. Do not go for advice to people who consult the spirit of the dead. If you do, you will be ritually unclean. I am the Lord your God. Show respect for old people and honor them. Reverently obey me. I am the Lord. Not entreat foreigners who are living in your land. Treat them as you would a fellow. Treat them as you would a fellow Israelite, and love them as you love yourself. Remember that you were once foreigner in the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. Do not cheat anyone by using false measurements of length, weight, or quantity. Use honest scales, honest weights, and honest measures. I am the Lord your God, and I brought you out of Egypt. Obey all my laws and commandments. I am the Lord. Chapter 20. Penalty for disobedience. The Lord told Moses to say to the people of Israel, any of you or any foreigner living among you who gives any of his children to be used in the worship of the god Molech shall be stoned to death by the whole community. If anyone give one of his children to Molech and make my sacred tent unclean and disgrace my holy name, I will turn against him and will no longer consider him one of my people. But if the community ignores what he has done and does put him to death, I myself will turn against the man and his whole family, and against all who join him in being unfaithful to me and worshiping Molech. I will no longer consider them my people. If anyone goes for advice to people who consult the spirit of the dead, I will turn against him and will no longer consider him one of my people. Keep yourself holy, because I, the Lord, your God. Okay, wait. Let me check something. Because I, the Lord, your God. Okay. Obey my laws, because I am the Lord, and I will make you holy. The Lord gave the following regulations. Anyone who curses his father or mother or his mother shall be put to death. He is dead. If a man commits adultery with the wife of a fellow Israelite, both him and the woman shall death. A man who has intercourse with one of his father's wife disgraces his father, and both him and the woman shall be put to death. They are responsible for their own death. If a man has intercourse with his daughter-in-law, they shall both be put to death. They have committed incest and are responsible for their own death. If a man has sexual relations with another man, they have done a disgusting thing, and both shall be put to death. If a man married a woman and her mother, all three shall be burned to death because of the disgraceful thing they have done. Such a thing must not be permitted among you. If a man has sexual relations with an animal, him and the animal shall be put to death. If a woman tries to have sexual relations with an animal, she and the animal shall be put to death. They are responsible for their own death. If a man marries his sister or half-sister, they shall be publicly disgraced and driven out of the community. He has had intercourse with his sister and must suffer consequences. If a man has intercourse with a woman during her monthly period, both of them are to be driven out of the community because they have broken the regulations about ritual uncleanliness. If a man has intercourse with his aunt, both of them must suffer the consequence for incest. If a man has intercourse with his uncle's wife, he disgraces his uncle, and he and the woman will pay the penalty. Neither of them will have children. If a man married his brother's wife, they will die childless. He has done a ritually unclean thing and has disgraced his brother. The Lord said, "Keep all my laws and commandments, so that you will not be rejected by the land of Canaan, into which I am bringing you. Do not adopt the custom of people who live there. I am driving out those pagans so that you can enter the land. They have disgraced me with all their evil practices, but I have promised you this rich and fertile land as your possession, and I will give it to you. I am the Lord your God, and I have set you apart from other nations." So I'm going to mark this one. Apart from other nations, I'm going to come back and read this one. Okay, so then you must make a clean distinction between animals and birds that are ritually clean and those that are not. Do not eat unclean animals or birds. I have declared them unclean, and eating them will make you unclean. You shall be holy and belong only to me, because I am the Lord and am holy. I have set you apart from the other nations, so that you won't belong to me alone. Any man or woman who consulted the spirit of the dead shall be stoned to death. Any person who does this is responsible for his own death. So in this chapter, it's Like, actually, he mentioned this law 3 times or more than about consulting the spirit of death. I think this is very important, that maybe consulting the spirit of death is not good at all. It's not even out of the topic. So I think he mentioned this matter of consulting the spirit of death like 3 times in this chapter. Leviticus. So I will mention it here in case someone will read this, will watch this live video. It's actually from Leviticus chapter 20, verse 27. So you can check it out later. Chapter 21 now, the holiness of the prince. The Lord commanded Moses to say to the Aaronite priest, no part is to make himself ritually no prince is to make himself ritually unclean by taking part in the funeral ceremony when a relative dies, unless it is his mother, father, son, daughter, brother, or unmarried sister living in his house. He shall not make himself unclean at the death of those related to him by marriage. No prince shall shave any part of his head or trim his beard or cut gashes on his body to show that he is in mourning. He must be holy and must not disgrace my name. He offers food offering to me, and he must be holy. A prince shall not marry a woman who is not a virgin or who is divorced. He is holy. The people must consider the prince holy because he presents the food offering to me. I am the Lord. I am holy, and I make my people holy. If a prince's daughter becomes a prostitute, she disgraced her father, she shall be burnt to death. The high priest has had the anointing oil poured on his head and has been consecrated to wear the princely garments. So he must not leave his head uncombed or tear his clothes to show that he is in mourning. He has been dedicated to me and is not to make himself ritually unclean. None is seen to defile my sacred tent by leaving it and entering a house where there is a dead person. Even if it is his own father or mother, he shall marry a virgin, not a widow or a divorced woman, or a woman who has been a prostitute. He shall marry only a virgin from his whole calling. Otherwise, his children or who ought to be holy will be ritually unclean. I am the Lord, and I have set him apart as the high priest. As a high priest. Okay. Where was I? Okay. The Lord commanded Moses to say to Aaron, none of your descendants who has any physical defect may present the food offering. This applies for all time to come. No man with any physical defect may make the offering. No one who is blind, lame, disfigured, or deformed. No one with a crippled hand or foot. No one who is a hunchback or a dwarf. No one with any eyes or skin disease. And no Enoch. Is it Enoch? This pronunciation, I don't know. Enoch. It's Enoch. No descendants of Aaron, the prince who has any physical defects, may present the food offering to me. Such a man may eat the food offered to me, the holy food offering and the very holy food offering. But because he has a physical defect, He shall not come near the sacred curtain or approach the altar. He must not profane these holy things, because I am the Lord, and I make them holy. This then is what Moses said to Aaron, the son of Aaron, and to all the people of Israel. Is that really what I'm seeing there? Like, man. Okay, let's go to the next one. Where was I? Chapter 22, the holiness of the offerings. The Lord commanded Moses to say to Aaron and his sons, "You must not bring disgrace on my holy name. So treat with respect the sacred offering that the people of Israel dedicated to me. I am the Lord. If any of your descendants, while he is ritually unclean, comes near the sacred offering which the people of Israel have dedicated to me, he can never again serve at the altar." This applies for all time to come. I am the Lord. None of the descendants of Aaron who has a dreaded skin disease or a discharge may eat any of the sacred offering until he is ritually clean. Any prince is unclean through contact with a corpse, or if he has an emission of semen, or if he has touched an unclean animal or person. Any prince who become unclean remains unclean until evening, and even then he may not eat any of the sacred offering until he has had a bath. After the sun sets, he is clean, and then he may eat the sacred offerings, which are his food. He shall not eat the meat of any animal that has died a natural death or has been killed by wild animals. All priests shall observe regulations that I have given, otherwise they will be guilty and die, because they have disobeyed the sacred regulations. I am the Lord, and I make them holy. Only a member of a priestly family may eat any of the sacred offerings. No one else may eat them. Not even someone staying with a priest or hired by him. But a priest's slave bought with his own money or born in his home may eat the food the prince receives. A prince's daughter who marries someone who is not a prince may not eat any of the sacred offering. But a widowed or divorced daughter who has no children and who has returned to live in her father's house as a defendant may eat the food her father received as a prince. Only a member of a priestly family may eat any of it. If any person who is not a member of a priestly family eats of the sacred offering without intending to, he must repay the prince its full value plus an additional 20%. The prince shall not profane the sacred offering by letting any unauthorized person eat them. This will bring guilt and punishment on such a person. I am the Lord, and I make offerings holy. The Lord commanded Moses to give Aaron and his sons and all the people of Israel the following regulations. When any Israelite or any foreigner living in Israel presents a burnt offering, whether in fulfillment of a vow or as a free will offering. The animal must not have any defects to be accepted. It must be a male without any defects. If you offer any animal that has any defects, the Lord will not accept it. When anyone presents a fellowship offering to the Lord, whether in fulfillment of a vow or as a free will offering, the animal must be without any defects. If it is to be accepted, do not offer to the Lord any animal that is blind or crippled or mutilated or that has a running sore. When anyone presents a fellowship offering to the Lord, whether in fulfillment or of a vow or as a free will offering, the animal must be without any defect. If it is to be accepted, do not offer to the Lord any animal that is blind or crippled or mutilated or that has a running sore or a skin erosion or scabs. Do not offer any such animal on the altar as a food offering, as a free will offering. You may offer an animal that is stunted or not perfectly formed, but it is not acceptable in fulfillment of a vow. Do not offer to the Lord any animal whose testicles have been crushed, cut, bruised, or torn off. This is not permitted in your land. Do not offer as a food offering any animal until a lamb or a kid is born. It must be able as. Do not sacrifice a cow and its calf, or a sheep and its lamb, or a goat and its kid on the same day. When you offer a sacrifice of a thanksgiving to the Lord, follow the rules so that you will be accepted. Eat it the same day and leave none of it until the next morning. The Lord said to me, I am the Lord, do not bring disgrace on my. All the people of Israel must acknowledge me to be holy. I am the Lord, I make you holy, and I brought you out of Egypt to become your God. I am the Lord. Chapter 23, the religious festival. The Lord gave Moses the following regulations for the religious festivals. When the people of Israel are to gather for worship, you will have 6 days in which to do your work. But remember that the 7th day, the Sabbath, is a day of rest. On that day, do not work, but gather for worship. The Sabbath belongs to the Lord, no matter where you live. Proclaim the following festival at the appointed time: Passover and unleavened bread. The Passover, celebrated to honor the Lord, begins at sunset on the 14th day of the first month. On the 15th day, the festival of unleavened bread begins, and for 7 days you must not eat any bread made with yeast. On the first of these days you shall gather for worship, and do none of your daily work. Offer your food offering to the Lord for 7 days. On the 7th day you shall again gather for worship, but you shall do none of your daily work. When you come into the land that the Lord is giving you, and you harvest your corn, take the first share. He shall present it as a special offering to the Lord, so that you may be. The Sabbath shall accepted. The priest shall present it the day after the Sabbath. On the day you present the offering of corn, also sacrifice as a burnt offering a 1-year-old male lamb that has no defects. With it you shall present 2 kilograms of flour minced with olive oil as a food offering. The smell of this offering is pleasing to the Lord. Do not eat any of the new corn, whether raw, roasted, or baked into bread, until you have brought this offering. Reserved by all your descendants. Harvest festival. Count 7 full weeks from the day after the Sabbath on which you bring your share of corn to present to the Lord. On the 15th day, the day after the seventh Sabbath, present to the Lord another new offering of corn. Each family is to bring offering of corn. Each family is to bring 2 loaves of bread and present them to the Lord as a special gift. Each loaf shall be made of 2 kilograms of flour baked with yeast and shall be presented to the Lord as an offering of the first grain to be harvested. And with the bread, the community is to present 7 one-year-old lambs, 1 bull, and 2 rams, none of which may have any defects. They shall be offered as a burnt offering to the Lord, together with a grain offering and a wine offering. The smell of this offering is pleasing to the Lord. And also offer 1 male goat as a sin offering, and 2 one-year-old male lamb as a fellowship offering. The prince shall present the bread with the 2 lambs as a special gift to the Lord for the prince. On that day, do none of your daily work, but gather for worship. Your descendants are to observe this regulation for all time to come. No field, do not cut the corn at the edge of the field, and do not go leave them for poor people and foreigners. The Lord is your God. The New Year Festival. On the first day of the 7th month, observe a special day of rest, and come together for worship when the trumpet sound. Present a food offering to the Lord and do none of your daily work. The Day of Atonement. The 10th day of the 7th month is the day when the annual ritual is to be performed to take away the sin of the people. On that day, do not eat anything at all. Come together for worship and present a food offering to the Lord. Do no work on that day, because it is the day for performing the ritual to take away sin. Anyone who eats anything on that day will no longer be considered one of God's people. And if anyone does any work on that day, the Lord himself will put him to death. This regulation applies to all your descendants, no matter where they live. From sunset on the 9th day of the month to sunset on the 9th, on the 10th, observe this day as a special day of rest, during which nothing may be eaten. The festival of Shettals, 7th month, and continue for 7 days. On the first of these days, come together for worship and do none of your daily work. Each day for 7 days you shall present a food offering. On the 8th day, come together again for worship and present a food offering. It is a day for worship, a food offering. It is a day for worship, and you shall do no work. These are the religious festival on which you honor the Lord by gathering together for worship and presenting food offering, burnt offering, grain offering, sacrifices, and wine offerings as required day by day. These festivals are in addition to the regular Sabbaths, and these offerings are in addition to your regular gifts, your offerings in fulfillment of vows, and your free will offerings that you give to the Lord. When you will have harvested your fields, celebrate this festival for 7 days, beginning on the 15th day of the 7th month. The first day shall be a special day of rest. On that day, take some of the best fruits from your trees. Take some of the best fruit from your trees. Take palm branches and branches of lifting trees and begin a religious festival to honor the Lord your God. celebrate it for 7 days. This regulations is to be kept by your descendants for all time to come. All the people of Israel shall live in shelters for 7 days, so that your descendants may know that the Lord made the people of Israel live in simple shelters when he led them out of Egypt. He is the Lord your God. So, in this way, Moses gave the people of Israel the regulations for observing the religious festival to honor the God. Time is already 9:20. Wow, it's right. Taking care of the lamb. Chapter 24. The Lord told Moses to give the following order to the people of Israel. Bring pure olive oil of the finest quality for the lamp in the tent, so that the light may be kept burning regularly. Each evening Aaron shall light them and keep them burning until morning. This is the Lord's presence outside the curtain in front of the covenant box, which is the most holy place. This regulation is to be observed for all time to come. Aaron shall take care of the lamp on the lampstand of pure gold and must see that they burn regularly in the Lord's presence. Take 12 kilograms of flour and bake 12 loaves of bread. Put the loaves in 2 rows, 6 in each row on the table covered with pure gold, which is in the Lord's presence. Put some pure incense on each row as a token food offering to the Lord to take the place of the bread. Every Sabbath for all time to come, the bread must be placed in the presence of the Lord. This is Israel's duty forever. The bread belongs to Aaron and his descendants, and they shall eat it in the holy place, because this is very holy part of the food offered to the Lord for the priest. An example of just and fair punishment. There was a man whose father was an Egyptian and whose mother was an Israelite named Shelomith, the daughter of Dibrim from the tribe of Dan. There in the camp, this man quarreled with an Israelite. During the quarrel, he cursed God. So they took him to Moses, put him under guard, and waited for the Lord to tell them what to do with him. The Lord said to Moses, "Take that man out of the camp. Everyone who heard him curse shall put his hand on the man's head to testify that he is guilty. And then the whole community shall stone him to death. Then tell the people of Israel that anyone who curses God must suffer the consequences and be put to death. Any Israelite or any foreigner living in Israel who curses the Lord shall be stoned to death by the whole community. Anyone who committed murder shall be put to death, and anyone who kills an animal belonging to someone else must replace it. The principle is a life for a life. If anyone injures another person, whatever he has done shall be done to him. If he breaks a bone, one of his bones shall be broken. If he blinds him in one eye, one of his eyes shall be blinded. If he knocks out a tooth, one of his teeth shall be knocked out. Whatever injury he causes, another person shall be done to him in return. Whoever kills an animal shall replace it, but whoever kills a man shall be put to death. This law applies to all of you, to Israelites and to foreigners living among you, because I am the Lord your God." When Moses had said this to the people of Israel, they took the man outside the camp and stoned him to death. In this way, the people of what the Lord has commanded Moses. 25. The 7th year. The Lord spoke to Moses on the Mount Sinai and commanded, when you enter the land that the Lord is giving you, you shall honor the Lord by notes, cultivating the land every 17th year. You shall sow your fields, prune your vineyards, and gather your crops for 7 years. But the seventh, okay, for 6 years. For 6 years, okay. But the 7th year is to be a year of complete rest for the land, a year dedicated to the Lord. Do not sow your field or prune your vineyards. Do not even harvest the corn that grows by itself without being sown, and do not gather the grapes from your unpruned vines. It is a year of complete rest for the land. Although the land has not been cultivated through that year, it will provide food for you, your slaves, your hired men, and the foreigners living with you, animals in your field, everything that is produced may be eaten. The year of restoration. Cut 7 times 7 years, a total of 49 years. Then on the 10th day of the 7th month, the day of atonement, the whole send a man to blow a trumpet through the whole land. In this way you shall set the 15th year apart and proclaim freedom to all the inhabitants of the land. During this year, all property that has been sold shall be restored to the original owner or his descendants. And anyone who has been sold as a slave shall return to his family. You shall not sow your field or harvest the corn that grows by itself or gather the grapes in your unpruned vineyard. The whole year shall be sacred for you. You shall eat only what the field produce of themselves. In this year, all property that has been sold shall be restored to its original owner. So when you sell land to your fellow Israelites, or buy land from him, do not deal unfairly. The price is to be fixed according to the number of years the land can produce crops before the next year. Before the next year of restoration. If there are many years, the price shall be higher, but if there are only a few years, the price shall be lower, because what is being sold is the number of crops the land can produce. Do not cheat a fellow Israelite, but obey the Lord your God. The problem of 7th year. Obey all the Lord's law and command, so that you may live in safety in the land. The land will produce its crops, and you will have all you want to eat and will live in safety. But someone may ask what there will be to eat during the seventh year, when no field are sown and no crop gathered. The Lord will bless the land in the sixth year, so that it will produce enough food for 2 years. When you sow your field in the 8th year, you will still be eating what you harvested during the 6th year, and you will have enough to eat until the crop you plant that year are harvested. Restoration of property. Your land must not be sold on a permanent basis, because you do not own it. It belongs to God, and you are like foreigners who are allowed to make use of it. When land is sold, the right of the original owner to buy it back must be recognized. If an Israelite becomes poor and is forced to sell his land, his closest relative is to buy it back. A man who has no relative to buy it back may later become prosperous and have enough to buy it back himself. In that case, he must pay to the man who bought it a sum that will make up for the year remaining until the next year of restoration. When he would it remain under the control of the man who bought it until the next year of restoration. In that year, it will be returned to its original owner. If a man sells a house in a walled city, he has the right to buy it back during the first full year from the date of sale. But if he does not buy it back within the year, he loses the right of repurchase, and the house belongs to the permanent property of the purchaser and his descendants. It will not be returned in the year of restoration, but houses in unwalled village are to be treated like field. They are right to buy them back, and they are to be returned in the year of restoration. However, Levites has the right to buy back at any time their property in the city assigned to them. If a house in one of these cities is sold by a Levite and is not bought back, it must be returned in the year of restoration, because the houses which the Levites own in their city are their permanent property among the people of Israel. But the pasture land round the Levite city shall never be sold. It is their property forever. Loan to the poor. A fellow Israelite living near you become poor and cannot support himself, he must be a hired man, so that he can continue to live near you. Do not charge him any interest, and let your fellow Israelites live near you. Do not make him pay interest on the money you lend him, and do not make a profit on the food you sell him. This is the command of the Lord your God, who brought you out of Egypt in order to the land of Canaan and to be your God. Release of slaves. If a fellow Israelite living near you If a Israelite living near you becomes so poor, tell himself to you as a slave, you shall not make him do the work of a slave. He shall stay with you as a hired man and serve you until the next year of restoration. At the time he and his children shall leave Sheol and return to his family and to the property of his ancestors. The people of Israel are the Lord's slaves. Do not treat them harshly, but obey your Lord. If you need slaves, you may buy them from the nation around you. You may also buy the children of the foreigners who are living among you. Such children born in your land may become your property, and you may leave them as an inheritance to your sons, whom they must serve as long as they live. But you must not treat any of your fellow Israelites harshly. Suppose a foreigner living with you become while a fellow Israelite become poor and sell himself as a slave to that foreigner or to a member of his family. After he is sold, he still has the right to be bought back. One of his brothers or his uncle or his cousins or another of his close relatives may buy him back. Or if he himself earned enough, he may buy his own friend. He must consult the one who bought him, and they must count the years from the time he sold himself until the next year of restoration, and must set the price for his release on the basis of the wages paid to a hired man. He must refund a part of the purchase price according to the number of years left, as if he has been hired on an annual basis. His master must not treat him harshly. If he is not set free in any of those ways, he and his children must be set free. Because the people of Israel, an Israelite can't be a permanent slave, because the people of Israel are the Lord's slave. He brought them out of Egypt. He is the Lord their God. Chapter 26, Blessing for Obedience. The Lord said, do not make idols or set up statues, stone pillars or carve stone to worship. I am the Lord your God. Keep the righteous festivals and honor the place where I am worshipped. I am the Lord. If you live according to my laws and obey my command, I will send you rain at the right time, so that the land will produce crops and trees will bear fruit. Your crops will be so plentiful that you will still be harvesting corn when it is time to pick grapes, and you will still be picking grapes when it is time to sow corn. You will have all that you want to eat, and you will live in safety in your land. I will give you peace in your land. and you will sleep without being afraid of anyone. I will get rid of dangerous animals in the land, and there will be no more war there. You will be victorious over your enemies. 5 of you will be able to defeat 100, be able to defeat 10,000. I will bless you and give you. I will keep my part of the covenant that I made with you. Your harvest will be so plentiful that it will last for years, for a year. And even then, you will have to throw away what is left of the old harvest to make room for the new. I will live among you in my sacred tent, and I will never turn away from you. I will be with you. I will be your God, and you will be my people. I, the Lord your God, brought you out of Egypt, so that you will not be slaves. I broke the power that held you, and I let you walk with your head high. Punishment for the Lord said, punishment for disobedience. The Lord said, if you will not obey my command, you will be punished. If you refuse to obey my laws and commands and break the covenant I have made with you, I will punish you. I will bring disaster on you, incurable diseases and fevers that will make you blind and cause your life to be wasted away. You sow your seed, but it will do you no good, because your enemies will conquer you and eat what you have grown. I will turn against you so that you will be defeated, and those who hate you will rule over you. You will be so terrified that you will run when no one is chasing you. If even after all this you still do not obey me, I will increase your punishment 7 times. I will break your stubborn pride. There will be no rain, and your land will be dry and as hard as iron. Not produce crops, and the trees will not bear fruit. If you still continue to resist me and refuse to obey me, I will again increase your punishment 7 times. I will send dangerous animals among you, and they will kill your children, destroy your livestock, and leave so few of you that your road will be deserted. If after all this punishment you still do not listen to me, but continue to defend me, then I will turn on you and punish you 7 times harder than before. I will bring war on you to punish you for breaking our covenant. And if you gather in your country for safety, I will send incurable diseases among you, and you will be forced to surrender to your enemies. I will cut off your food supply, so that 10 women will need only one oven to bake all the bread they have. They will ration it out, and when you have eaten it all, you will still be hungry. If after all this you still continue to defy me and refuse to obey me, then in my anger I will turn on you and again make your punishment 7 times worse than before. Your hunger will be so great that you will eat your own children. I will destroy your places of worship on the hills, tear down your incense altars, and throw your dead bodies on your fallen idols. In utter disgust, I will turn your cities to ruin, destroy your places of worship, and refuse to accept your sacrifices. I will destroy your land so completely that the enemies who occupy it will be shocked at the destruction. I will bring war on you and scatter you in foreign lands. Your land will be deserted and your cities left alone. Then the land will enjoy the years of complete rest that you will not give it. It will lie abandoned and get its rest while you are in exile in the land of your enemies. I will make those of you who are in exile so terrified that the source of a leaf blown in the wind will make you run. You will run as if you were being pursued in battle, and you will fear when there is no enemy near you. You will stumble over one another when no one is chasing you, and you will be unable to fight against any enemy. You will die in exile, swallowed up by the land of your enemies. The few of you who survive in the land of your enemies will waste away because of your own sin and the sin of your ancestors. But your descendants will confess their sins and the sins of their ancestors who resist me and rebelled against me and make me turn against them and send them into the land of their enemies. At last, when your descendants are humbled and they have paid the penalty for their sin and rebellion, I will remember my covenant with Jacob and with Abraham, and I will renew my promise to give my people the land. First, however, the land must be rid of its people, so that it can enjoy its complete rest, and they must pay penalty for having rejected my laws and my commands. But even then, when they are still in the land of their enemy, I will not completely abandon or destroy them. That will put an end to my covenant with them. And I am the Lord their God. I will renew the covenant that I made with their ancestors when I show all the nation my power by bringing my people out of Egypt, in order that I, the Lord, might be their God. All these are the laws and commandments that the Lord gave to Moses on Mount Sinai for the people of Israel. Chapter 27, the last verse of Leviticus. Law concerning gifts to the people, to the Lord. Laws concerning gifts to the Lord. The Lord gave Moses the following regulation. I don't know what the word is. Internet. This network. When a person has been given to the Lord in fulfillment of a special vow, that person may be set free by payment of the following sum of money. According to official standard, adult male 20 to 60 years old, 50 pieces over. Adult female 30 pieces of silver. Hewo Benjamin Abida, son of. Wait, let me check again. Young male 5 to 20 years old, 20 pieces of silver. Young female 10 pieces of silver, 10 pieces of silver. Infant male under 5 pieces of silver. Infant female 3 pieces of silver. Male above 60 years old, 15 pieces of silver. Female above 10 pieces of silver. 8 if the male who made the vow is too poor to pay the standard price. he shall bring the person to the prince, and the prince will set a lower price according to the ability of the man to pay. If the vow concern an animal that is acceptable as an offering to the Lord, then every gift made to the Lord is sacred, and the man who made the vow may not substitute another animal for it. For if he does, both animals belong to the Lord. But if the vow concern a ritually unclean animal, which is not acceptable as an offering to the Lord, the man shall take the animals to the prince. The prince fix a price for it, according to its good or bad quality, and the price will be final. If the man wish to buy it back, he shall pay the price plus an additional 20%. When someone dedicates his house, to the Lord, the prince shall fix the price according to its good or bad points, and the price will be final. If the one who dedicated the house wishes to buy it back, he must pay the price plus an additional 20%. If a man dedicated part of his land to the Lord, the price shall be fixed at the amount of seed it takes to sow it, as the rate of 10 pieces of silver for every 20 kilograms of bearing. If he dedicated the land immediately after a year of restoration, the full price applied. If he dedicated it later, the price shall estimate the cash value according to the number of years left until the next year of restoration, and a fixed reduced price. If the man who dedicated the field wishes to buy it back, he must pay the price plus an additional 20%. If he sells the field to someone else without first buying it back from the Lord, he loses the right to buy it back. At the next year of restoration, the field will become a field that he bought. The prince estimates its value according to the number of years until the next year of restoration, and the that very day. The money belongs to the Lord. At the year of restoration, the field shall return to the original owner or to his descendants. All prices shall be fixed according to the official standard. The firstborn of animal already belongs to the Lord, so no one may dedicate it to him as a freewill offering. Okay, as a freewill offering. Have a lamb or a kid born of an unclean animal may be bought back at the standard price plus an additional 20%. If it is not bought back, it may be sold to someone else at the standard price. No one may sell or buy back what he has unconditionally dedicated to the Lord, whether it's a human being or an animal or land. It belongs permanently to the Lord. Not even a human being who has been unconditionally dedicated may be bought back. He must be put to death. 1/10 of all the product of the land, whether grain or fruit, belongs to the Lord. If a man wishes to buy any of it back, he must pay the standard price plus an additional 20%. 1 out of every 10 domestic animals belongs to the Lord. When the animals are counted, every tenth one belongs to the Lord. The owner may not arrange the animals so that the poor animals are chosen, and he may not make any substitutions. If he does substitute one animal for another, then both animals will belong to the Lord and may not be bought back. These are the commands that the Lord gave Moses on Mount Sinai for the people of Israel. So guys, this is the end of Leviticus. So I did came yesterday, so I stayed for a long time today. It's already 1 hour 40 minutes currently and 40 seconds. So let's read Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I have everything I need. He lets me rest in a field of green grass and lead me to quiet pool of fresh waters. He gives me new strength and guides me in the right path as he has promised. Even if I go through the deepest darkness, I will not be afraid, Lord, for you are with me. Your shepherd rod and staff protect me. You prepared a banquet for me, where all my enemies can see me. You welcomed me as an honored guest and filled my cup to the brim. I know that your goodness and love will be with me all my life, and your house will be my home as long as I live. Okay, guys, thank you for being here today, and I really appreciate. Tomorrow we'll be starting from after Leviticus. What is next? Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Number. So we'll go to Numbers. So guys, I hope you show up tomorrow. Bye bye.